Joining me now, Jeremy Saland. He's a criminal defense attorney and a former assistant district attorney in the trial division of the Manhattan DA's office, and former U.S. Attorney Paul Charlton. Gentlemen, welcome. Jeremy, I'll begin with you. How's it going so far, if you're the prosecution?
I think leading with David Pecker was absolutely the right move. Are they hitting a home run right now? I don't know about that, but there's certainly...
Why not?
Well, there's always ways to poke holes. You don't know what's going to happen. We still have to hear from Michael Cohen, pardon me. You still have to hear from Hope Hicks. You still have to hear from Stormy Daniels. But overall, certainly at least a triple, close to rounding that base, whether they're holding or not. But the point being is that David Pecker really set that foundation of it's all kind of spokes out of him. Yeah. And he's doing what he needs to do to corroborate what we know is coming, meaning Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen.
Paul, weigh in on that.
I think the prosecution here has done a very good job. They had an opening statement, Katie, and I'm sure Jeremy will agree with me, that was less than 1 hour. And in the age of TikTok and Instagram, you can't have long-winded opening statements, even with a case that's as complicated and filled with facts as this one. To keep the facts narrow, to keep the facts on point, to give that at some 45, 47 minutes, critical for the prosecution.
You're
and
saying...
then to follow with the rule of privacy.
You're saying basically that the jury can't follow for that long, that we've all been looking at our phones so much that none of us can handle anything that's too long any longer.
I think that's right. And it shows a great deal of confidence in your facts. When you say this is what we're going to prove and you put on, following the rule of primacy, one of your best witnesses, as Jeremy said, Mr. Pecker did, by all accounts, a very good job. The defense hardly laid a glove on him when they attempted to impeach him. So I think this is a very good beginning for the prosecution. If I may say so, it's a reflection of the art of good prosecution.
Jeremy, I know you're looking at this, though, with a defense attorney's eye as well. And if you were one of Donald Trump's attorneys, what would you be homing in on?
The inconsistencies, especially when you get to the point of Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels, there's lies, admitted lies, there's changing in stories, there's filling the little bit of the gaps. For example, we'll go back to the home run analogy here. I don't know if it's even a single, but, well, David Pecker, you had a relationship beforehand. You're testifying here under penalty of potentially running afoul of an agreement you have with the federal government and with state prosecutors, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Is there an agenda here, a reason? But they also use, those kid gloves, if you will, on David Pecker. But overall, they're in a tight spot because it's really, I think, the attacking the agenda and attacking the credibility. But that waits down the road. You haven't done that yet.
Can they try to convince the jury that what this is based on is just something silly? It's a hush money payment to a porn star. The significance of it shouldn't matter as much. This is of all the things that Donald Trump faces, this is the dumbest, which some have argued out there.
If you're going for the jury nullification angle as opposed to the evidence-based angle, you're in a little bit of trouble out of the gate. And this is going to get pretty boring and mundane and run-of-the-mill because this really is just a business records case. Yeah. Follow the proverbial needle of money. But if that's the route, why are you selectively prosecuting me? Why have you waited so long to do so? Very reasonable issues to raise, maybe more so on a motion to dismiss, but that's more of a nullification issue.
So let's talk about Gary Farro, who was on the stand last week. He ended, and he's going to be on the stand again tomorrow, probably. His testimony is about banking records and about Michael Cohen. What more do you need, or should the prosecution be trying to get out of him tomorrow, Paul?
So remember, Gary Cohen is a convicted perjurer. That's not unusual in the world of prosecution.
Michael Cohen,
thank you, is a convicted perjurer. And that's not unusual in the world of prosecution, Katie, because prosecutors often put up witnesses who have all sorts of troubled backgrounds, including Mr. Cohen. But what the prosecution is going to need to do during their closing arguments is stand up in front of that jury and say, yes, Mr. Cohen is a convicted perjurer. Yes, as they said during their opening statements, he made bad decisions. But here are these other witnesses who can point to specific facts that corroborate every single thing that Mr. Cohen said. And in that way, they give the jury the necessary reassurance to know that if they find former President Trump guilty, they're doing so not just on the word of Mr. Cohen, but on the facts that were presented by other credible witnesses.
So they're going to have a bunch of fact witnesses as we go to try and... Is this going to be the middle? Are we going to see David Pecker on the front end and potentially Michael Cohen on the back end?
You don't want to necessarily end with Michael Cohen, who's your sort of weakest, even though he has much of information, your weakest link here. The way you kind of can look at this is there's a big levy here, and that levy is trying to keep that problem proof beyond a reasonable doubt in its place so they can prove their case. And there's little holes, and all these other witnesses are poking and filling those holes. Michael Cohen's that levee that the defense wants to blast open and destroy the case and see that come storming down that water. Storming was not intentional there, but come storming down all that water. Then the levee needs to be kept together, and that's what's keeping Michael Cohen together. You'll have Hope Hicks to corroborate. You'll have David Pecker to corroborate. That's what they need to do.
So what did Rona Graff corroborate, Paul?
So Rona Graff got up there, and again, these are small details, but she says Stormy Daniels is in former President Trump's Rolodex. She says, I saw Stormy Daniels, or I believe I did, in the office. Small facts, but important details that are going to add to the weight of the evidence as Mr. Cohen takes the stand and testifies against former President Trump.
So how is the defense team looking at the jury right now? Because this is a criminal case, you only need one juror to disagree, then it's a hung jury and it's done.
Right. So what happens if one hangs, then the question would be, would they ever really retry this again? There'd be a mistrial. There's something called an Allen charge. Won't get too much into the weeds, but basically saying on the jury, even if you can't decide, go back and try again. Go back and try again. But absolutely, they don't need to defeat beyond a reasonable doubt. They just need to defeat it in one individual. And they're obviously looking at these jurors and seeing how they're reacting, and they're laying the foundation for their case. But to the point we started with, I think the prosecutor is at least a triple in rounding that base home. I think they're doing a very good job.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Jeremy Saland and Paul Charlton, thank you.